Hey everyone and welcome. Channel migrants living in taxpayer-funded hotels are earning up to, are we ready for this, £1,500 a month working illegally. And guess who for? I bet you can't guess.
The core is rotten, and I can behold the tide.
Fast food delivery firms like Deliveroo, Just Eat and Uber Eats. Despite a minister demanding the practice be stamped out, I think it should go a lot further than that, personally. Now, a Mail on Sunday investigation has exposed this, and it's involving couriers working for Deliveroo, Just Eat and Uber Eats, and are secretly subcontracting out their deliveries to migrants who are banned from working. Now, before we go into a little bit more detail on this, I thought we'd have a look at what the penalty is for employing illegal workers. Now, these are laws that are already in place. These are already punishments that are already in place. So remember what I say here when we go back to the article. Penalties for employing illegal workers. They say, and this is the government, you can be sent to jail for 5 years and pay an unlimited fine if you're found guilty of employing someone who you knew or had reasonable cause to believe did not have the right to work in the UK. And the bullet point here is, check your employees have the right to work in the UK and make sure their documents are valid. It does go on to this. Check your employees properly. You can also be penalised if you employ someone who does not have the right to work and you did not do the correct checks or you did not do them properly. If this happens, you might get a referral notice to let you know your case is being considered and that you might have to pay a penalty fine of up to £20,000 each worker. Notice how the MP in the article said that this needs to change. Nothing about it breaking the law, and there are already being laws in place to fix this with a massive, massive fine. Unlimited fine, even. Now let's get back to the article, shall we? Now these deliveries that are being given out to migrants are actually being given out as a rental system. So if you've got a license to be a Uber Eater, just as an example, you then sell that on to a illegal migrant, which is a crime, for a rent, usually about £100. So each migrant that does this gives £100 to the person that's provided the licence. They are able to do so as the tech giants behind the UK's £13 billion food delivery business allow low-paid substitute riders. So there is the not taking due care, isn't it? Who they have not vetted to work for them. Immigration Minister Robert Jenrick, this is wishy-washy at the best, last night branded the practice completely unacceptable and warned it is encouraging further illegal migration. He last month demanded the food delivery giants end the use of unverified riders to prevent the scourge of illegal working. How about you fraggle, you use the laws that are already in place and fine them £20,000 for each one that you find and an unlimited fee for taking them on in the first place. How about you do that? Oh, but that would be too difficult, wouldn't it? That would be far too difficult for you fraggle. Deliveroo has responded to this and said it will change its policy and introduce checks for substitute riders next year. So they're not going to do anything now. They're going to do it next year. No specific date, just sometime next year, everyone. Now, this is a booming black economy. This is something that we've been warning about for a long time, and now we're getting proof of them actually doing it, and so it's good to see. But our leaders are not going to do a sodding thing about it, are they? One migrant has admitted that he and more than 100 fellow asylum seekers living in Home Office-funded hotels are working illegally, many of them as takeaway couriers. Boycott all of these delivery services, everybody, because these people should not be allowed to work until we've figured out who they are. And even then, they shouldn't even be here, as far as I'm concerned. The revelations come days after Home Office officials admitted they do not know the whereabouts of 17,000 asylum seekers who claims have been withdrawn. Now, I think they know exactly where those 17,000 asylum seekers are. I think they just said that because then they'll be able to bring in digital ID on the premise of it's the only way to find them. Mark my words. Now, don't think the other parties would help out in this respect. This is Richard Tice, as he said, you ready? Deliveroo, Just Eat and Uber Eats have been turning a blind eye to illegal working by asylum seekers on a massive scale in the UK. They should be ashamed of themselves. Just ashamed. Not, it's criminal. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should hang their heads down low, everybody. and they should immediately stop all substitution accounts. The government must pass urgent legislation with heavy fines on these delivery companies if they transgress. Now, this is a man that wants to lead the country, and he doesn't know that we already have things in place for employing illegal workers and do nothing about it, does he? Absolutely shocking that Reform UK could come out this wet as well. Richard, you should be ashamed of yourself personally. You should be calling for 20,000 for each worker being fined to the companies and an unlimited and 5-year jail sentence for the bosses. But you haven't, have you? Let me know what you think. I'd like to know your opinion on this one, everyone. Disgusting that they're allowed to work when they shouldn't even be in the first place. This is jobs that should be going to... Who is it that normally does delivery jobs? Our children. That's who it should be going to. Instead, we're giving it to people that have no right to be here and definitely have no right to work. Disgusting. Stay sane. I'll see you on the next one.